A deck can only have 9 Nazgul, so what's stopping us from adding more? What's up, Gnomies and Gnomettes? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're playing Sauron, the Dark Lord. There are many different ways to build Sauron, but a friend gave me one of the best themes to build around for him. I'm talking Nazgul Shapeshifters. Here we go, we're up against Obsidet. In my oh my, do we have the perfect hand. Yippee. The Nazgul plus Quasi-Duplicate and Phyrexian Metamorph means that we really have 3 Nazgul in our hand. We're going to be able to do exactly what we want to do. Let's get started, shall we? We play a swamp, they play a swamp, and Thoughtseize. What's worse than a turn 1 Thoughtseize? A Thoughtseize that takes away a key piece? That's what. It goes to us, and we play Guardian Item. We're really in need of hitting our land drops consistently here. Opponent plays a land, then plays Mind Stone. Goes to us, we miss our land drop, but luckily we have Inherited Envelope, which basically means I paid 3 mana for a land. And that's just bad value if I do say so myself. Opponent plays a tapped land and goes to us, we miss our land drop again. Oh, come on! So we'll just throw out our Nazgul. The ring will tempt us and we'll put a 1/1 counter on it. Opponent tries to kill it, but we are prepared and Swan Song it. They thought they could pull a fast one on Old Gnome here. Goes to opponent and another tapped land. Ouch. They sacrifice the Mind Stone, which might mean they're hurting for resources. They swing in and we take 2. Goes to us, we play our land, and we're going to play Cackling Counterpart. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. The more the merrier, I'd say. So another Nazgul comes in, another one. And since we have 2,
we got 2.
Both their effects will trigger, meaning we'll put 2 1/1 counters on both of them. We'll swing with the original, and since they're the ring bearer, we draw a card and discard a card. I don't think I'll need Pact of Negation, so I toss it and hit them for 4 damage. I really hope I don't regret that. Goes to opponent and they play Wrath of God. There it is. One of the weaknesses of the deck is board wipes, which means we're back at square 1.
No, it's not fair.
Goes to us and luckily we have another Nazgul.
Another one.
We also draw Undercover Operative, which could be great later. Nazgul triggers, goes to opponent, they play a Radiant Fountain, gaining them 2 life, but that won't help much. And they play Oath of Kaya, which means our Nazgul friend we just brought to the party is going to die. Goes to us, and since we aren't hitting land drops, I'm going to play Phyrexian Metamorph, targeting the Inherited Envelope, because we need mana. And we can set ourselves up for future turns. And since we don't have any Nazgul to copy, this just seems like a no-brainer in a mana starve situation. I wonder if they have that look like they've already won. You know that look. Passes to our opponent, and they play Key to the Archive, a spell with massive upside, and discards a Vampire Sovereign, which tells me he's got something juicy from that key. Passes to us, and we draw a Nazgul, but I'm going to throw Sauron out there and see what our opponent can do. Pass to them and they play their commander, which triggers Sauron, so we make an Orc army. Obsidet enters and they gain 2 life and we lose 2 life. Obsidet goes to exile at their end step, passes to us, and we'll play the Nazgul we drew last turn.
Another one.
Triggers go on the stack, and before anything resolves, opponent plays Go for the Throat, which kills the Orc army we spent so much time making. So I decided to not discard the hand, and we'll put a counter on the Nazgul. With the last 3 mana I have, I play Quasi-Duplicate for its jumpstart cost from the graveyard, discarding the Mirror Hall Mimic, targeting the Nazgul.
Another one.
The token enters and Sauron's ability triggers since the ring tempted us, and yes, we'll discard our hand and draw 4. And oh boy, look at that, we finally have land. Two counters go on each Nazgul, and it's time to swing. We attack with Sauron and the ring triggers, so we draw and discard this mountain. Since we're late in the game now, goes to our opponent and Obsidet comes back in. We take 2, they gain 2 life, and they play Sorin, Grim Nemesis, which is a pretty powerful planeswalker. But nothing we need to be concerned about, really. Sauron triggers, making us an Orc. They +1 Sorin, revealing a Plains, which means we take no damage. Then, opponent plays Soul Partition, meaning we'll have to exile Sauron and pay 2 more to cast him again. Sauron's ward ability triggers and they sacrifice Obsidet. Goes to us, play a land, then play the Ozolith. We have another Nazgul, so we might as well play it.
And another one.
All 3 Nazgul trigger, so we put 3 1/1 counters on all 3 of them. Then activate Guardian Idol's ability to turn into a 2/2 creature, swing everything at opponent, and that's GG's thanks to the Ring Bearer's effect taking 3 life. We really didn't have to swing with the Guardian Idol, but better safe than sorry, I always say. I honestly almost forgot about the Ring Bearer's effect. Oh well, onward! And we're at it again against Obsidat. Arcane Signet and Dark Ritual are great ram spells here, while Holographic Double can get us another Nazgul since one is in our hand already. So we're going to play a land and activate Holographic Double, getting that Nazgul that we talked about earlier. Goes to opponent, and they're going to play a land. Goes to us, we play a swamp, and we're going to play Dark Ritual. Then, with that 3 mana, we're going to play Arcane Signet, then play the Nazgul that we have. Oh boy, we're off to a fast start. Goes to opponent, they play their land, and they play Sanctum of Stonefangs. Goes to us, and we play our land, and we play another Nazgul.
Another one.
See if this one sticks. Goes to our opponent, Sanctum of Stonefangs triggers, and they play a Temple of Silence, scrying 1 to the top. We play our island, and then we're going to cast Sinister Reflections. So we target the Nazgul, getting 1 into our hand, and then we play it, triggering both Nazguls.
I said shut up, you fucking bolt.
Putting 2 1 counters on each of them. Then we attack and draw a card and discard a card thanks to the ring, and I get rid of the swamp because we always keep the island. They take 4, Sanctum will trigger on their upkeep, and they play their land, and then they're going to play Arcane Signet. Goes to us, we play our land, and then we play Cackling Counterpart, targeting our Nazgul. Make a token of a Nazgul, and all 3 will trigger. Putting 3 counters on all 3 of them, which is going to make them some beefy, chunky boys. And we swing in, and they're going to play Teferi's Protection, so they take no damage at all. And we have to go through this sequence of our creatures hitting them, and then taking no damage. Goes to our opponent, the Sanctum triggers, and then they're going to play their commander. We take 2 and they gain 2. Obsidat goes to exile at the instep, and then it goes to us. We play Sauron, then we're going to swing in with the boys, drawing a card from the ring and discarding the Swan Song. And that's a big, hefty 20 damage coming at them. So it goes to their turn. Obsidat comes back in, they gain 2 life, we lose 2 life. Sanctum will also trigger, gaining them a life and we lose a life. They play their land, and they're going to throw out Murderous Rider, I guess to get creatures to help them block. And they also play Charming Prince, which it's going to trigger. They exile Obsidat just to bring it back in at the end step so they can gain a little bit more life. And it goes to us. We're going to play Inherited Envelope, so the ring can tempt us, making our Nazgul army even stronger. We put the Ring Bearer onto the Orc army. Our Nazgul triggers, get 3 counters on them, and then we're going to play Undercover Operative, targeting another Nazgul, making the Orc the Ring Bearer. Sauron will trigger, we will draw 4 cards. We put 4 counters on each Nazgul we have. Play our land drop, and we're going to swing in for lethal.
Now this is gonna hurt a little bit.
Discarding the swamp, and opponent is just going to take it. Thank you, Roy, for that one.
Stop! He's already dead.
That was a fun one. Okay, we're up against Sauron of many colors. And in this hand, we have some ramp as well as copy effects. Now we just need the Nazgul, which honestly shouldn't be too hard considering we have 9 in the deck. Opponent plays a land and plays a turn 1 Skrell. Goes to us, we play a land. Then it goes to the opponent, they play a land, then swings at us for 1. Our turn. Let's play a Mind Stone. You don't mind if we ramp a little bit, opponent, do you?
We're gonna do it anyway.
Goes to the opponent. They play a Shipwreck Marsh. Now they have all 3 of their colors. And they play Elite Spellbinder. They exile the Skyclave Relic from our hand, making it cost 2 more. They swing and we take 1. It's our turn and we play a land, then cast Marehall Mimic, targeting their Elite Spellbinder. Let's give them a taste of their own medicine, shall we?
I'm vengeance.
Oh ho ho ho, look at this hand. Fall of Lord Konda can exile a Nazgul once it gets bigger. Kaya and Shieldred are really scary. So we exile the Kaya because it's the most menacing card out of the three. It goes to the opponent. They play a Plains, then they're gonna run out Ledger Shredder. They go to attacks, hoping that we block with our Elite Spellbinder, but nah, I'm good.
I'm gonna do my own thing.
Goes to us, we play a Mountain, then we're gonna play Vizier of Many Faces on our Elite Spellbinder. You did this, opponent. You chose this path. We're gonna exile the Shieldred. Now they're quite a ways away from playing those two cards. We pass the turn, opponent swings at us, and we're gonna block with the Vizier Elite Spellbinder. And they play Lord of Konda, which targets nothing because, well, it can't. Goes to us and we hit that land drop we needed and we play our commander. Sauron is here. We'll swing in with the Spellbinder because I didn't think they'd block, honestly. Oh well. Goes to them, Lord of Konda triggers, and then they're going to play Swords to Plowshares, the most broken card in the game. Sacrificing their Skrill to get rid of our commander. Poor little Skrill. We put Sauron back into the command zone, then it passes to us. There's that sweet land drop that we've been waiting for. We play a land, then we're gonna play the Nazgul. You already know what's about to happen. We get a single counter to put on it, making this little 1/1 orc our ring bearer, but then we play Quasi-Duplicate, targeting the Nazgul, so now we get some big, juicy, beefy boys. Meaning that we get 2 1/1 counters on both our Nazguls. We swing with the orc as the ring bearer, drawing and discarding Inherited Envelope. And they take 1.
Every little helps.
Goes to opponent, Fall of Lord Konda transforms into a creature. They play a Plains, and they play Gix's command, returning Skrill and Ledger Shredder back to their hand, and we have to sacrifice our Nazgul. Goes to us, and we draw Storm of Saruman, which we're going to play, and I think we're going to swing with our Nazgul here. They take the blocks, and they get to draw a card off that. Goes to opponent, they play a Swamp. And then they're going to run back out Ledger Shredder, and then they're going to play Skrill. Having the Ledger Shredder connive, discarding Maddening Cacophony. Goes to us, we play a island. And I really think about playing Cyclonic Rift here, but I'm trying to find a way to double spell to get the most effect. So I play Skyclave Relic, and then I play Quasi-Duplicate, targeting the Nazgul, getting rid of Cyclonic Rift because of the jumpstart cost from Quasi-Duplicate from the graveyard. Ledger Shredder connives, they discard a Tail's End, and we get a double spell of Quasi-Duplicate. So we get 2 Nazguls entering the battlefield. So 1/1 enter, we get 2 1/1 counters on each of our Nazguls, and another 1/1 enter, and then we get 3 1/1 counters on each of our Nazguls. So now we got some big beefy boys. We're gonna swing out, they don't block, they take 12 damage here. And that's a big chunk of life. And it goes to them. They play Solve the Equation, and they go and get Farewell. Oh, that's not gonna help you. And neither is this Jace the Perfected Mind. It's already pretty much GG's from here. They -3 so one of our Nazguls, but little do they know, we can just embalm the Vizier of Many Faces from the graveyard, targeting another one of our Nazguls. So now we get 4 1/1 counters on each of them, and that is just insane if you ask me. We play Ghastly Mimicry from the graveyard, targeting our Nazgul, and opponent just is not having it.
I surrender!
That's what I call a GG's. Please like and subscribe.